Hi, it's been a minute and I thought it was time to jump on, and I took a lot of notes because I wanted to make sure I covered a lot of territory in this video. How's everybody doing? Happy May 1st. I feel really good. It is going on 5 months since my diagnosis, which is so crazy. May 10th will be 5 months. I can't even believe how far I've come in 5 months and how I feel and the work that I've done. And for those who are skeptical, I understand your skepticism. That's not even a word, but that's okay. That's an Eliseism. So what I wanted to touch base on is I had an integrative oncologist appointment yesterday, and that was amazing. So I've been seeing a couple different integrative oncologists to see kind of what their thoughts are and what their experience is with my type of cancer. And I found a really amazing doctor. Her name is Dr. Yvette Witten, and she is in Connecticut, and she travels the world speaking and talking to different people, and she associates herself with other doctors like Dr. Nasha Winters and Kelly Turner and Chris Work and all of the people who really believe that the natural way is the way of healing cancer. So with that, the appointment was pretty heavy yesterday. I wasn't actually prepared. I had to submit all of my blood work and all of my things and all of my scans to her. And then I also had to write a long summary of my life leading up to the cancer, my childhood, basically the root of the stuff. So at that appointment, she took like 14 vials of blood. I was with her for like 3.5 hours yesterday, and that is the best part about the integrative route is people really want to spend time helping to heal from the internal level, and I'm super grateful for that. So it was an hour away. I had to drive an hour. I was with her for 3 hours. I got blood work done, which was another hour, and then I had to come home. So yesterday was a very long day, and I definitely needed a nap when I got home, and I took it. And that is something I would have never done in the past. In the past, I would have hustled from thing to thing, and I never would have rested or taken a nap. And it's amazing because I'm starting to surrender to and listening to my body and what my body needs. And that was very important for me. So the things that Dr. Witten does is she took a lot of blood work yesterday to see all my different metals, like the toxicity in my body, and she did say that I'm doing an amazing job, and she's so thankful. I'm basically her ideal patient because I've been already changed my diet and removed sugar and been doing the infrared sauna, and now I have the beamer here at home, which is a device that provides oxygen to all your cells and allows your cells to basically dance and breathe in a way that they can help heal and help strengthen the immune system. So that's awesome because I love this device, and I'll talk more about that device. They have it in the hospitals in Germany. They actually treat people with cancer, and it's FDA approved. I can't say that it heals cancer. There's no statistics on that, but it does improve people who are going through cancer. And in Europe, they do way more holistic treatments than they do here in America and Canada. So that is something to think about. So the things that she incorporates are vitamin C drips, IVs, and I got blood work done to see if my body will actually receive the IVs in a proper way, and herbal supplements, Chinese herbal supplements, which I just started taking this morning, and I'm really, really excited to see the benefits of those because that is something that I've been missing in the last 5 months. Is I have been taking CBD oil in my green juices, and I've been taking like stuff for inflammation and mushroom supplements because mushrooms help with breast cancer. And I've been taking magnesium and occasionally a probiotic, but that makes my belly weird. So I kind of stopped taking that. I've been really listening to my body. Diet, coffee enemas. She really believes in the Gershon approach, which is basically green juicing and plant-based diet and living from a ketogenic diet, ketotarian. So that is what I've already been doing, and I've done that all by myself with just the knowledge in the books that I've been reading. So I know that there's a lot of skeptics. I've said that already. But what I wanted to touch on is I just had a situation last week where I was able to actually articulate myself better than I have in the past, in the last 5 months, because, you know, cancer is a pretty emotional thing. I've been going through it and I'm learning as I go. And yes, my regular oncologists are wonderful, and I'll get into that in a minute, but I don't resonate with that at all. Like, it doesn't feel natural to me, and it doesn't feel authentic to me for who I am, and that's okay. But a lot of people come from a place of fear when they're talking about cancer and their own experiences. And I acknowledge you, anybody out there who has your own experience. I know a lot of you have been touched by cancer yourselves or have loved ones that have been touched by cancer. So for me, it's been hard for me to articulate without getting defensive on my positioning on this. And that's because I've been emotional and I've been learning and I've been processing everything. And in this case, I had a conversation with someone I love deeply here in New York, in Long Island, and they expressed their fears, and they had prostate cancer in the past, and they expressed their fears to me, and I was able to articulate all the reasons and the benefits for why I'm doing this. And again, I'm going to ask, how have you changed your life with your diagnosis? Or how has someone you love changed their life with their diagnosis? And I think that's something to really think about, because I've made some drastic changes in my life, like things that are life-saving. And I don't think that most people, and not that I don't think I've asked many people touched by cancer, how's your diet changed? How has your life changed? How have you reduced stress in your life? How have you eliminated toxic people from your life or toxicity in the environment from your life? And most people say they don't. They just go and live their life the way that they live. They keep doing their thing. And there's no guarantee that the cancer is not going to come back. And that's how this works. So that's kind of my positioning on it, and I was able to articulate myself in a really educational way, and I wanted to do that in this video. So for you who are a little bit skeptical about my positioning on this, I wanted to challenge you, because what research have you done outside of what the doctors have said to allow you the opportunity to make intuitive decisions that enlighten you and help create a healthier terrain in your body? So I'm going to ask you that. And I have been doing my homework deeply. Look at this. These are my books. Sorry, so many. So like, here are some books that you could take a look at and learn from. So Miracles Happen, Transforming and Healing. Yeah, miracles happen. I believe it. I see it every day. Mind Over Medicine. This is a good one too. The Biology of Belief. If you believe, it can happen. And that goes for you if you're doing treatment or you're not doing treatment. It goes for you if you want to get that job. It goes for you if you want to have a baby and you're having a hard time. You just have to believe in yourself, and you really have to believe from a place in your heart, and kind of let go of all the things that hold you back. So the ones that I'm reading now, this one is amazing, Dying to Be Me. I'm reading her story, and she was terminal, and the doctors didn't know what to do with her. And it was amazing because she just changed her life completely, and she's still alive and a best-selling author. So her story is amazing, Dying to Be Me, Anita. My Conscious Living by my best friend Matthew. If you do not have this book, I literally just open pages and ask him for messages on a regular basis, and he's got all these exercises in this book, which are amazing. And you know that he passed away in December from a stroke, and I know that he is my angel, and he has been standing by me, because literally he sends me messages all the time. Fundamental change will take some time, and it will happen if you stick to it. Fundamental change will take some time and will happen if you stick to it. So that's what I've been doing. And I know people who love me want to see results faster. And I understand that too. I am guilty of that. I also want to see results faster for myself, but this is going to be slow motion. It's called slow medicine. It's slow motion. I go to a facility called Sun Raven in Bedford, New York, and I have major therapy there, and I do drumming circles, and I have a beautiful community, and the whole process is very slow, and that's the whole point. So this isn't about killing it and getting rid of it fast. This is about taking my time and healing it properly so that it doesn't come back ever, especially because I'm BRCA positive. I'll get into that. And then of course, radical remission. This has been my Bible, and I've said it a million times on every one of my videos, but I'm going to educate you right now because someone else conflicted with me, came to me and said to me, you do all this charity work and you work so hard for all these charities, American Cancer Society, Leukemia Lymphoma Society, Make-A-Wish, all these things, and you work really hard for these charities, and these charities fund medical doctors. That is wrong. That is wrong information. And at that time, I wasn't able to articulate myself in a thoughtful way or an educated way because I was emotional and defensive. And now I can articulate myself. And I feel so thrilled to say that the American Cancer Society actually funded the research that Dr. Kelly Turner, who wrote this book and did all this research of all these people who healed their lives in their body through doing the 9 key factors in this book. And I have a blog about it. You can go back and look at that on myconscioushealing.com. But American Cancer Society funded all of the research. So these organizations are actually not funding the doctors, medical and the pharmaceuticals. What they're doing is they are helping the patient. They're helping the person. And they're also putting money into studies, and they're also putting money into finding a cure. And that has not been done yet. And finding a cure means different immunotherapies, different studies that are being done right now at all the different hospitals, and also outside of the hospitals. And this is an outside of the hospital situation. So I just wanted to say that these organizations do spend money on trying to find an alternative other than chemo and radiation for cancer patients, and they provide so many different resources like rides to the hospital for the patients, food delivery, you name it, these organizations do it. So that is why I'm involved with these organizations, not because they support the doctors. Okay. So with that, I just want to tell you a little bit about the triple negative. I don't think that I've got into it so much. So the triple negative breast cancer, the cancer that I have, is an aggressive cancer. So people who have been watching my journey have been very surprised at the fact that I have opted out of surgery. I had my surgery scheduled for March 13th. I was talking to my oncologist, and then I was talking to integrative oncologists also, and I was listening to my body during this and my intuition. And what came up for me, for what I learned, is I had wanted to get the lump removed, at least to get that removed. But the lump is not the source. The lump is where the energy is stuck. So with that being said, removing that lump will not actually guarantee that the cancer will be gone. And that's why the doctors would recommend chemo, radiation, double mastectomy, ovary removal, all the things originally in previous videos that I've talked about. But what I've learned is the triple negative breast cancer is actually not associated to the BRCA1, and I am BRCA1. So the cancers that are associated with BRCA1, I do not have. So my BRCA1 gene has actually not been triggered. I have it, but it did not trigger this cancer to appear. The triple negative breast cancer is usually linked to high stress, high cortisol, so fight or flight, and resentment, like holding on to anger or resentment, which I had been harboring for years, and I still do, and that's what I'm working on in therapy. So also with the triple negative breast cancer, I have to look at my notes because I want to make sure. With the triple negative breast cancer, 75% of the time, the cancer does spread. So what I'm learning from my integrative oncologists, which is amazing, is that with the triple negative breast cancer, there are things I can do to prepare my body if we choose to do surgery at some point. And I will make that decision. I have not made that decision. I'm still open to the possibility of a lumpectomy, not a double mastectomy, and not chemo and radiation. But I am open to the possibility of a lumpectomy. And what will determine that is what my scans, I have some scans next week on Monday with my surgical oncologist, Dr. Camilla Lawrence, and I can't wait to see her because I haven't seen her since March, and I do love having my conversations with her, and she is brilliant, and she's open to hearing the knowledge that I'm bringing to her too, because she's not aware of the things that I'm doing, because that's not her wheelhouse, but she's open to it. And I love having the conversation back and forth, her feelings, my feelings, like her statistics, now what I'm learning. It's kind of amazing. So I can't wait to see her and have those conversations. But I have a scan with her, and with the scan next Monday, that'll determine if the tumor has indeed maybe shrunk a little bit, or if it's the same size. And if it's the same size, that's amazing, because my tumor grew rapidly. From November, when I felt the lump originally, to January, when I was actually originally diagnosed, my lump grew from tiny to 5 centimeters. Like 5 centimeters, it's a golf ball. And I have been paying attention to it. I feel it. I pay attention to it daily. I send it love. I use frankincense oil. I do all the things. I nurture it. I cook my food with love so that I'm constantly reminding my body that I'm caring for it. And I know that there's been changes. Like, I feel it, especially with the energy work. After the energy work, I always feel such a huge difference with it. But it does fluctuate, and that is true. So the scan will determine what the next steps are for me, for sure. But the integrative oncologist enlightened me and explained that because there's just no guarantee that this cancer, as soon as it hits the air, when the surgeon is in there, that the cancer won't spread like wildfire, which will cause more problems. So if it's contained right now and it doesn't have the opportunity to spread like wildfire because I've been cleaning my body and detoxifying, then I have a better opportunity of allowing it to heal by itself. But with that being said, there are things I can do if I do opt for surgery. There's a pectin supplement that I can take that actually fattens the tumor and makes it very lazy during surgery, so it can't spread. It makes it lazy for up to 3 to 5 hours, which is an amazing thing, and that is like a herbal supplement. Also, there is a time a month that I should do the surgery, and that is something that the regular doctors are not aware of. So the integrative oncologists who pay attention to your body and actually pay attention to the terrain of your body and the healing of your body and the possibilities of your organs and the way that everything works in your body. With triple negative breast cancer, if you are opting to have surgery, and say I do have surgery, then I would do it between 3 to 5 days of my menstrual cycle, because that's when my blood is filtered the most, and that is when my body has more strength in it to take care of myself during the surgery and after, during healing from the surgery. So those are things to think about. And I do believe in those things. You know, the Indonesian communities, if you're not aware, they healed their lives and their body by literally forging with the ground and getting foods and medicines from the earth. And they did everything by the moon cycle, which is our menstrual cycles, moon cycle. So that is just a little bit of information about the triple negative that I wanted to share with you, and why I had opted out of surgery. But on May 6th, next week, I do have an ultrasound, and I'll be able to determine what the next steps are for me. So I'm looking forward to that, because after 5 months of doing everything I'm doing, it's been amazing. Most of the support that I've received has been awesome. People commending my bravery and just how thorough I've been and how I'm educating myself. And a lot of people also have been skeptical, and I brought that up. So like I said, I want to challenge the skeptics to educate yourselves. Just start reading. Get on Netflix, watch the documentary Heal, get on Brene Brown, listen to her, listen to Rachel Hollis, talk to Tony Robbins. He's amazing. If you know anything about Tony Robbins, he's awesome. So now I'm gonna segue into my blog post. So I got on today because I do feel super empowered and enlightened. And that is because I wrote an amazing blog post about my experience with Tony Robbins. And if you do not know who Tony Robbins is, where have you been? Have you been living under a rock? Because he is one of the most inspirational, not your guru coaches in the world. And his documentary is on Netflix, so I really urge you, if you have not seen I'm Not Your Guru on Netflix, please go watch it. And last year was an amazing year and a tremendously difficult year. And for me, Tony was an instrumental part of my journey last year and continues to be as I move into and continue to heal my cancer. So to learn more about Tony, please go to my blog, My Conscious Healing. The link is in the comment up top, and it kind of explains how I gained a relationship with Tony Robbins, how he saw me, and how he gave me the gift of going to unleash the power within and to date with destiny, and the support that I've gotten from that experience and how I've been working on myself. So thank you so much for watching today. I know that was a lot of information. This was a long one, but I have not been on in a while, and I kind of just wanted to let you know what is going on and let you know that I will hop back on next week after my scan to let you know, and after my blood work gets back from the integrative oncologist, Dr. Wynn. So I have a lot happening right now, and I look forward to sharing more with you and inspiring you to hopefully make some changes in your life too. Thank you. Happy Wednesday.